We're here with internationally acclaimed award-winning actress and producer Miss Rebecca Chuaunsu, who is the lead star of her Locket, a film recognized in international festivals, known for her versatility in both theater and film, and also a prominent figure in Filipino Chinese cinemas and community. Recipient of Best Actress Award at the Wuwei International Film Festival in Taipei and also Morocco, we have Rebecca Chuaunsu, the Best Actress Award for her Locket. So we have this privilege of asking her several questions about the high and prestigious movie, her Locket. Let's go. First, Miss Rebecca, you portrayed Jewel Oyo, which in the show, in the movie, was portrayed as somebody who was suffering from dementia. How did you begin to prepare for such a role?
So I have aunties and friends and mothers of friends who have dementia. So I ask for an afternoon tea with them. I converse with them without them knowing that I'm studying their characters.
Okay, so you had first-hand information and were really there in person for
Yes.
it. Okay. So would you say those are your real-life inspirations?
They're my real life inspiration, especially one, my maternal auntie.
Yeah.
Some of the scenes nung umiihi ako sa film,
Yeah.
I remembered that's how she reacted when she thought that cops are going to arrest her in her mind.
Yeah, yeah.
So when I did that at the closing day,
Yeah.
her son named Maxim,
yeah.
he came to hug me and said, "You remind so much of my mom."
Yeah.
And I said, "I use your mom as a peg."
Yeah.
He says, "What's a peg?" I said, "As a model."
Okay.
Because I remember those scenes in the restaurants or at home,
Yeah.
and she's getting anxiety attacks and all this. And I try to etch them in my memory.
Yeah.
Like the photo album you gave me, Sweet Memories.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you, Mickey.
Yeah. Well, on behalf of those of us with family members with dementia, we really thank you for, giving them a star, a highlight that, it's hard, but at the same time, there's a lot of love for them with people.
Yeah, it's not only the patient herself,
Yeah.
it's also those who are taking care of the patient.
Yeah.
I remember when I visited my mom when she started to have dementia, she does not call me Rebecca. She calls me Aunt. She calls me Helen,
Yeah.
reminding me of my aunt.
Yeah.
And when I went back to the car, I would hit the ceiling of the car and said, "How come my mom couldn't remember me anymore?"
Yeah.
So, but later I Googled and read, and it's not the fault of the patient to remember you as somebody else.
Yeah.
So you have to cope with that. And this film about dementia, I haven't encountered dementia yet.
Yeah.
But I know people whose mother or Lola are encountering this.
Yeah.
Find it very helpful and touching.
It's such a taboo topic because not a lot of people, of course, want to express or say that their family members have dementia, but it really hits a chord with those people. A lot of people can relate to such a topic.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Rebecca, what was the most challenging part of portraying somebody with dementia authentically?
Okay, I'm not a dancer. I'm born with 2 left feet.
Okay.
And when the director says I have to dance on top of a dining table, I got so scared.
Okay.
So I took a 1-day crash course with Douglas Niera's power dance group. So I dance in their studio, magwala ka, whatever, you do whatever you want. There's no right or wrong steps. So when I went up to the dining table, the music in my mind was Dancing Queen.
Wow.
So I just keep on dancing. Whether it's right or wrong, I just enjoyed myself in the scene.
Yeah. Well, as we said, you just won this internationally acclaimed award, Best Actress Award, internationally in all types of films. Now we're gonna talk about your acting techniques and how you became such a great actress. No? First, what was your process for getting into character each day on set?
Yes, there are days on the set na you don't have inspiration. So there are a few things I bring to the set. One is my cell phone
Okay.
with me and my parents when I
Okay.
was young.
Okay.
And I bring also my diamond ring, the
Okay.
one from my mom.
Yeah.
I bring the watch of my husband, a Rolex watch. And there are a lot of pictures that I have to store in my memory bank. And there are days that I just walk around the set and I keep praying to the Lord for inspiration.
Yeah. Such a good challenge to have. You were able to portray it so well. Now, in terms of balancing your moments of clarity, there were times that Jewel was really knew what she wanted and really knew what was happening. How did you balance clarity with times of confusion?
Okay, it's clear to my mind because this is a real life story. And I've stored this in my memory bank for the past 32 years. For confusion, I just have to act as if I forgot something or there's something that I have to get back to, especially memories that I'd like to treasure.
Yeah. Now, in terms of your acting abilities, did you have any particular techniques to maintain emotional stamina throughout the film, especially on long days?
Yeah, I was trained in UP. I took up my master's in theater arts and speech communication and my PhD in communication. I was trained by Tony Mabesa, okay, the Stanislavski method. And then later on in my life, I was trained by the Ivana Chabak's acting technique. So the 12 tools that I use using my memories, sense memory, and emotional memory.
Oh, it seems like a lot of emotions has been there and honed to skill. Okay.
Yes.
Were there any scenes that required multiple takes because they were too emotionally intense?
Okay, there was one scene wherein I slapped my caregiver
Yes.
and then she slaps back
Okay.
and I slap her again.
Okay.
Originally, the script requires 5 slaps.
Ooh.
But after like how many takes, maybe 10 takes, we are still not satisfied with our performance. And the director asked us to go behind the camera and he says, judge for yourself. Do you like your performance? And so the caregiver is so scared because number one, I'm a senior.
Yeah.
Number two, I'm paying her the talent fee.
Oh,
So
okay.
she said, will you pay me talent fee today even if I slap you? I said, it's okay. So we have to slap each other in a controlled manner.
Yeah.
That it doesn't hit too hard. But when she slapped me back,
Yeah.
I actually almost fell to my knee.
Yeah.
And so I just lie there on the bed.
Yeah.
But it's intense in the way that we are afraid to slap each other,
Yeah.
but we had to do it.
Yeah. Well, it seemed like it paid off very well because you won Best Actress, and I think Miss Teresa in the film, her name, she also won
Best supporting
Best
actress.
Supporting Actress. So it was worth it, I think.
Yes.
To
To
have
slap
those-
each other.
It was worth it to do a lot of takes for it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now we move on to filming challenges and experiences. What do you think is the most difficult scene for you to film?
The most difficult scene is when umiihi ako.
Ah.
Yeah. So we take several takes. They have to pour water on my skirt.
Yeah.
And then sometimes the water is too little amount, sometimes it's too big, and then we have to mop the floor again. And
Yeah.
nakakahiya eh.
Okay.
But I have to do it because in real life there are dementia patients who did this.
Yeah.
When I first brought this to London East Asia Festival, the Filipino community leader invited a lot of caregivers and Filipino nurses to watch.
Yeah.
So every day I'll give out flyers at Jollibee, UK. When they came to watch and they lined up to take photos, I would say, how's my performance? They said, ganyan na ganyan yung pasyente ko.
Okay.
Wow, that's a validation.
You were able to capture, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. In terms of collaborating with the director, Mr. J.E. Tiglao, and also the others, how did that shape your performance?
Okay, J.E. Tiglao provided acting coaches
Yeah.
and diction coaches on the set with me.
Okay.
So there are days when I don't get the inspiration. They'll tell me things about my story, and then one of it will trigger my memory and emotion,
Yeah.
and then we go on with the take.
Wow, okay. In terms of working with the cast and building a dynamic family, how was that able to be accomplished? How are you able to accomplish this?
We shot only in 10 days,
Okay.
but we created this bonding na even up till now. We
Yeah.
have the group chat and we will always chat with each other. They come to show the opening film, the closing film, the awarding nights. We are so grateful because all of us have this special bond.
Yeah, okay. On days that there were very intense emotional displays, how did you handle it?
There were days na the caregiver will whisper something to my ear,
Yeah.
but it's only for me to know.
Oh.
And there are days that I told her something about my childhood
Yeah.
and she will keep it confidential.
Yeah.
But we continue to help and support each other.
Yeah. In terms of your collaboration with Miss Elora Espano, who's portraying Teresa in the film, how did you build your on-screen relationship?
Teresa herself is such a helpful girl. You know, when I put on my shoes, she wanted to help me. When I have a little cut here, she wanted to greet me Band-Aid and all this. So there are times I have to say, Elora, her real name is
Yes.
Elora, don't be a Teresa here. We are peers. I'm not your boss.
Yeah.
I'm not the one who gives you TF. We are co-actors.
Oh, so even behind the scenes, she's a very helpful person. So that portrayed well also in the
Yes.
actual film.
Right.
Okay. Okay, now we move on to the topic of you winning Best Actress Award in International and also the Philippines, which is such a big effort and accomplishment for the film. First of all, how did it feel to receive Best Actress Award in the Philippines and internationally for this role of yours, Jewel Oyang, in the film Her Locket?
When I first got the first acting award, it was on the 40th day of my husband's passing. So because there's a time difference of 7 to 8 hours, I was a bit sleepy and they were speaking in French, which I can't understand. And so I heard the name, Rebecca. I stood up and I said, what happened? They said, you have won. And I said, is it Best Actress or Best Producer? Because I
Yeah.
handled both as an actress and producer. And they said Best Actress. I was teary-eyed going to the stage because I remember when my husband was in the ICU and I told him that I'm producing a film
Yeah.
and will bring it abroad internationally. He used the stencil because he has a hole in his neck. He couldn't speak anymore. He typed in the stencil, "It is your dream."
Yeah, I feel like Mr. John, your husband, was there all throughout the whole time, supporting you and helping you with the awards. I'm sure he's very proud of your success.
I'm sure he's smiling down from heaven. So when I won the international awards and then now in the Philippines, I always thought screening them abroad. I always say I wish it is screened in the Philippines. Now to watch it with my kababayan, it's a totally new, different thing.
Yeah.
And when we got 8 awards, I couldn't thank God enough.
Yeah. Okay. In terms of just wanted to say about that it's so touching to know that despite everything, you're such a strong woman, and for your husband to really be there with you, we need a few seconds to give praise to that and mention that he was there, and such a strong thing and commitment for you to be doing this project. Yeah. Okay. In terms of winning the awards, how do you think this impact your approach to future projects?
Okay, so winning the 8 awards in CNAC Manila, I had a chance to talk with Mr. Wilson Tieng yesterday and also with Solar TV, and they have strategized for the next 5 years. This year, we will continue to do posters, collaterals, memes, and videos to expose more of the her Locket film.
Yeah.
And then come January 22, we will show it commercially,
Yeah.
region-wide, from Luzon, Visayas to Mindanao, to all the movie viewers. And then next year, the plan is for us to write her Locket 2 that we will submit to Berlin.
Yeah.
And then after that, so that's 2025 next year. 2026, we hope to bring her Locket 2 around the world.
Wow, we're so excited with all of your success here. Now, in terms of filming and production, how did you maintain the balance between the lead actress and being the film producer at the same time?
There are days that are very difficult.
Yeah.
Like I will be dancing on the table,
Yeah.
and then my assistant Christine will say, "Mom, we have to buy raincoats because it's raining."
Yeah.
So I have to sign, okay, buy raincoats. And there are days we're already in the tomb,
Yeah.
and then Christine says, the calligraphy you wrote the other day is blurred, not high resolution. So I have to remove the cap of jewel and write it on top of the table,
Yeah.
the tombstone engraving using calligraphy,
Yeah.
and then back to jewel again.
Yeah.
So you have to be in front of the camera and behind the camera with your best effort.
Yeah, it's safe to say you were a double person here doing a lot of things at the same time. Now, in terms of looking at the future, how has her Locket shaped your outlook on the kinds of stories you want to tell the world?
When I show this around the world, even though they don't understand Hokkien or Tagalog or English, but somewhere the audience would start saying, it's a